Hey BC, and cheers to Friday night, Big Star 1000, and another installment of Revolutions number will appear right now. And one of the last videos that I'll be making, probably maybe the second last. I might make one next week. I'm not promising anything. I haven't been really watching anything. I just need to say I'm just putting a video because I know that people enjoy hearing me babbling about records, but I haven't had really the time to because of trip preparation and all that, to actually sit down and really watch videos. So I apologize if I haven't seen your video, you've made one, I haven't commented, but it's just the way it is. We're in really sort of busy mode at the moment to get things finished so that we can leave with everything done. But tonight I have a whole stack of records for you. Some 80s classics, some progressive rock, some French music, some no wave and jazz. So I'll get started. I hope you enjoy this installment of Revolutions. Alright, I've got quite a few CDs as well to show you, so if you don't like CDs, I apologize. No, I don't apologize. I love CDs. They're a great way of listening to music as well. I'm going to start with some prog records, progressive rock. I've got a few here. This I was listening to last week or so, Hatfield in the North, self-titled record from 1970, I don't know, 72 or 3 or something. Hatfield in the North, it's the Canterbury Prog band with Richard Sinclair on bass, Pete Parle from Gong on drums, Dave Stewart from Egg, and then members of Henry Carr and also Robert Wyatt appears on this. A fantastic record, 1973. Very important progressive band. If you haven't heard of them, you need to school yourself because it's vital music. This is something that I was playing this morning whilst getting ready from work. This is progressive folk music. Emmanuel Parena, French girl singer. Oh, she's not a girl anymore. She's probably quite not old, but older, let's just say. This was released in the early 70s. This is beautiful, sort of progressive folk, idiosyncratic. I couldn't compare this to Fairport Convention or Pentangle because it's not like that. It's more acid folk-esque. I think you compare it more to someone like Vashti Bunyan, if you're familiar. It's on Ballon Noir. Beautiful record, early 70s. Maison Rose, it's called. What else was progressive that I was listening to? Nothing much, in fact. I'm lying to you. Yeah, no. This here. Great progressive album. This is Il Balletto di Bronzo, which is an Italian progressive band. And this is Weiss WS, which is an album from 1973 or 72, 73, which I have on CD. Fantastic record. I mean, Italian bands often get compared to Genesis, sort of the school of music, but I don't think it applies to Balletto di Bronzo. I think they're a heavier band, and lots of organ, and lots of. It's really more dynamic and dense than Genesis, I think. Great album, Il Balletto di Bronzo. Okay, so that's Prog, and this is French Prog. Oh no, actually it's not Prog. It's sort of Azul jazz rock. This is Volko. Volko. This is a reissue on Musea from 1996. Volko is basically a bunch of musicians that played in Magma. Francis Lockwood, Patrick Gauthier, who was in Magma, Kurt Rust. So it's it is very reminiscent of that school of music. It's it's French jazz rock. It dates back from 1976. Fusion. It's jazz fusion, progressive French. Recommended, very good. Not highly recommended, but recommended enough. Volko, 76. That's probably the prog that I have here for you tonight. And I'll move to something else. Last weekend I went on a kick of 80s classics. I don't know. I just got inspired to play some albums, some key albums from the 80s, I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about them. Starting with the mighty Soul Mining by Matt Johnson. Just sort of just a one-man genius act. This is a second album, I think, 1983. This is just sheer brilliance. One of my favorite 80s records for sure. Great sleeve. This is on Some Bizarre Records. Yeah, I really like the sinking feeling or an uncertain smile on side one. Brilliant music. Continuing with 80s brilliance. Any introduction needed for the Van Femmes? Three-piece from, where were they from? In America somewhere. Help me, people. Help me learn where Van Femmes come from. You all know Blister in the Sun and all that. But I mean, Blister in the Sun is kind of like a novelty hit almost on this, because the rest of it is so dynamic and so fresh. I just, I love the sort of nasal tone of Gordon Gano on songs like Add It Up and Gone Daddy Gone. It's a very, very strong album. This is from 1982. The Van Femmes debut album. Australian classic, must own. The Blurred Crusade by The Church. The Church, a band led by Steve Kilbey and Peter Copes and Marty Wilson Piper on guitar. Almost With You. I mean, this is a classic Australian record. This is what you would call sort of neo psychedelia with a bit of a sort of folk rock twist, but mainly is alternative rock, but has a neo psychedelic feel. The Church, the Blurred Crusade. EMI Record Australia from 1982 as well, like the Van Femmes. In a completely different register, we have the Pixies with Surfer Rosa. I love the Pixies. I have all their albums, their B-sides, their everything. I've seen them. They're a great band. And this is my current favorite by the Pixies. Surfer Rosa with Bone Machine, Breaking Body, Broken Phase, Gigantic, Where's My Mind? I mean, everything is good on this. There's a song about a superhero named Tony. It's called Tony's Themes. Tony's Theme. Brilliant. Another 80s Australian classic, Ed Cooper with Rooms of the Magnificent. Back in the day where I was doing obscure classic videos, I featured this album because I think it is an obscure classic. I truly do think that it's an album that people should know about, don't know about. It's brilliant. Ed Cooper, who, if you don't know, was the guitar player in Australian cult punk pioneers, the Saints, and he then reinvented himself with a band called the Laughing Clowns, which in my opinion are the best post-punk band from Australia ever. And this is what he did after the Laughing Clowns, or in the meantime, this is a solo record, and I'd advise you to listen to this track here, which is Also Sprach, the king of Eurodisco, track 2. And a play on word on Also Sprach Zarathustra, which opens 2001 Space Odyssey. My favourite album of the moment, without a doubt, without question, the album I play the most this month, the past 2 months, is Prefab Spread, Steve McQueen. An album that I've had on my shelves for years and years and years, and sometimes makes a comeback. I don't know why. At the moment, it's just enticing. I think this is the reason why I played all these other albums, because I was just really digging this, and I thought, oh, what else is, like this? This is totally brilliant from start to finish. Steve McQueen. I have a big soft spot at the moment for When Love Breaks Down, and especially Hallelujah, which closes side 1, which I just think is, it's the epitome of beauty in a song. Prince in the Revolution, Purple Rain. I played this a few days ago. Really enjoyed it. Great record. Not going to talk about Prince too much. And I also played this last weekend, also at 80s. No, I think this is in the early 90s, is it? Or late 80s, I don't know. The Cowboy Junkies, the Caution Horses, which, not quite as gorgeous as the Trinity Session, but still amazing record, amazing. When is this from? 1990, so just out of the 80s, but only just. This is a brilliant record. I really love this record. I love the Cowboy Junkies. They're a great band. They do this kind of spectral, sort of country folk. It's very cosmic, Imagine if the Pentangle was doing country music. That's what you get. Moving on, a little bit of hip hop for you hip hop heads. Although not quite. Cookie, the anthropological mixtape by Michel Ndegetello. Cookie is neo soul / hip hop project, and really interesting music. Really, just a beautiful record. This is I think this is Bostonian Reggie's avatar on YouTube, isn't it? Mike, if you're watching this, is that what you chose? Great album, superb. And that will get me to segue into 2 new albums. I'm not buying records anymore at the moment. As I said, I pointed out, I don't buy because I can't buy at the moment because I'm going away. But I bought 2 new albums on CD. I wanted to hear this. This is Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. Worst title in the world, really. I just don't like this title. And to be honest, I don't really like the album yet. The just because I keep reading stuff about Kendrick Lamar and how much of a genius he is on this album, and how he's just, he's a modern poet and blah blah blah. And I like it, but I don't love it. It's okay to me. Uh, this is just released 2015. Just listen to it for yourself and you'll know. However, a new album that I really really like, which I bought a few days ago, is a new Björk record, which is called Valnikura. This is in Slipcase. This is Slipcase. Fucking fantastic album, absolutely amazing. Return to form, big time, highly recommended. If you like Björk and you're not sure, buy this. It is just stunning. It's just delicate, lots of violin, lots of strings, really, really nice beats, great lyrics. Björk from Nikora. Okay, I'll just go random now. This is what I was listening to a couple of days ago, Viva Las Blues by Palace Music. Palace Music is basically Will Oldham. It's basically Bonnie Prince Billy, if you know. This is sort of mid-90s alternative country, very very engaging, super band. So it's got Jason Lovenstein on drums, who was in Sebadoh, for those of you who like the indie rock, like as I do. And Will Oldham is on singing guitar. Ned Oldham, his brother, is on bass. So this is a superb record, Viva Las Blues. I have a ton of Will Oldham, Bonnie Prince Billy. I could do a whole video just showing those kinds of things. Here is a super amazing roots reggae record. Everyone should own this. 2/7 Clash by Culture. I actually have two copies of this. One on vinyl, one on CD box sets. I like this album that much that I need 2 copies of it. 2/7 Clash from 1977. Just one of the must-have records of roots reggae. Basically, I'll just say that. That's enough for me. Totally different. I was on a sort of no New York kind of New York early post-punk or punk bender for a while. And I was listening to a lot of ESG and things like that. So I pulled out my No New York compilation. Andreas Seligman, you asked me if I've got this. Yes, I do have this. I love this. This was produced by Brian Eno in 1978, and it features 4 bands: Contortions with James Chance, Teenage Jesus and the Jerks, Mars, and DNA. A great band fronted by Arto Lindsay. Great, very abrasive at times. A great record. And I also pulled out my 2 New York Noise soul jazz compilations, which are full of this kind of stuff, Sonic Youth, Glenn Branca, Arthur Russell, all sorts of key artists, Snatch, Martin Reb from Suicide. I mean, just that just tells you everything you need to know. The New York Underground, New York Noise, 1979-1984. Superb comps, excellent comps. And I continue with a New York vibe. This is absolutely mind-blowing. This is Kieran Hebden and Steve Reid, the Exchange Sessions Volume 1. This is a promo copy, actually. Steve Reid is a jazz drummer. He probably known in the VC for albums such as Oblong Square or Nova. And Kieran Hebden is quartets. And this is great. quartet, Kieran Eben. There's electronic manipulation, sound, lots of sort of oscillations and things like that, and plays just electronic sounds basically, and Steve Reed drums on top. If you have a minute, listen to the Exchange session. It's just an amazing record, amazing. Okay, I'll try and finish really quickly. Fela Kuti, Volume 1 and 2 compilation on a French label from the late 70s. I'm not going to talk about Fela Kuti too much. Check out this photo. The king of Afrobeats. Robert Fripp, The League of Gentlemen. Obviously Robert Fripp from King Crimson. This is Robert Fripp trying to do Gang of Four. So it's like a kind of a post-punk record made by a prog guy. I'm not sure it works for the whole time, but it's really interesting. 1981 on EG Records, and just a great experiment, I guess. The League of Gentlemen. Two classics. Astral Weeks, which I played a few times in a couple of last few days. This is a US press. Astral Weeks. If you don't have Astral Weeks, go get it. And another super classic, In a Silent Way. Mars, maybe my favorite Mars. Maybe at the moment, probably it is. The beginning of basically electric jazz. Herbie, Chick Corea, Wayne Shorter, Dave Holland, Joey Zawinul, John McLaughlin, Tony Williams, and Mars. The greatest band ever? Maybe. Good segue into Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock. I played those two the other day. This is VSOP, which is their double live gig from the 70s, a double live date with a stellar lineup: Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Freddie Hubbard, Wayne Shorter, Tony Williams, Eddie Henderson, Julian Priester, Benny Maupin. It's basically the Headhunters or the Mwandishi band. Fantastic double CD. I really like this package, it's great. And also Empyrean Isles with Freddie Hubbard, Ron Carter, and Tony Williams. Whew, what a record. This is fantastic. And a couple of French albums to finish with, an old classic and a new classic. Miosek, French singer-songwriter. This is from 1995. This was very famous in France in the 90s. Boire, to drink. Amazing record from the 90s. Just kind of a modern take on people like Jacques Brel or people like that. And an album from a couple of years back, La Femme, with Psychotropical Berlin. This is the B-52s meets Stereolab meets I don't know. Well, that's enough. The B-52s meets Stereolab. Tells you everything you need to know about this. This is fantastic. Very, very cool. So that's all I have for you. Well, it's a lot. And I hope you enjoy and you dig what you see and you're inspired. See you, VC.